Hi again, everybody. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism. No contribution with this video. So, as I suspected, I lost a bunch of subscribers overnight, over 20 of them. The funny thing is, the dislikes are no more than 2. So what I think is going on is the algorithm recognizes topics, recognizes buzzwords, and the algorithm just punishes you with, basically blacklisting your video, shadow banning it, removing likes, removing subscribers. This is the game that they play. And in the video I did, I didn't call every woman a murderer. There was a comment that I pinned. I really like you, but abortion is a very personal choice. Having a child is a huge responsibility. A child brought in with regret will end up miserable in the same house or in a foster home. Think long term. And I replied to this, and I can see there's a bunch of replies. You can like me all you want, but what you just said here is abhorrent. So a person loses the chance at life because you don't want the huge responsibility. Everything you just wrote here is selfish and self-serving. You're not doing the child a favor by ending their life. Awful rationalization. And this comment bothered me. This really did. The more I look at it, the more it bothers me because it is selfish and self-serving. You're not talking life of the mother here. You're not talking rape victim. You're just talking having a child is a huge responsibility that you could just abort. Another commenter made further down, Erica Valerie made a very good point. I think we all know here what it's like to be an unwanted child. And she says she's pro-choice, and I wish we didn't politicize abortion and medical care. I respect Ollie's view on abortion. I think everyone deserves to follow their own personal belief. Go ahead and follow it, yeah. But the point is, I don't have to like it, and certainly people don't have to like my opinion. All you can do is try to change it. But the real point and the real question we got to ask ourselves, because if you're watching my channel, you've been abused. You've been abused pretty badly at some point in your life, usually from childhood, mostly from your parents, and the majority of the people have been abused by their mothers. I'd say 95% of us on this channel grew up feeling unwanted, grew up abused. You wouldn't be here if you were happy and you didn't feel like you were abused. But the real question you got to ask yourself and then relate it to the abortion issue is, even though with all my abuse to, this first commenter's, having a huge responsibility, a child brought up with regret will end up miserable in the same house or a foster home. Think long term. How many of you at this point wish you were never born? And that doesn't mean if you've had thoughts of hurting yourself or suicide, or maybe even half-assed attempted it or full-on tried it. That still doesn't mean that you wish you weren't born at this point, because you're still here. As shitty as my parents were, and as shitty as things have gone, okay, that doesn't mean I didn't want the chance at life. Our lives are supposed to be long and fulfilling and have all types of ups and downs. And without the downs, you're never going to appreciate the ups. That's what makes life great. Now, that doesn't mean you need to necessarily be abused to appreciate life. There's ways to there's obviously everybody, okay, even people who haven't been abused have downs. But the downs is what makes life worth living. Because when you hit the ups and then you look back on the downs and you see how far you've come, and to think you have the right to deny a human life that because you don't want the responsibility and you're trying to rationalize it as, I'm doing you a favor by doing this. How many times has your abuser abused you and told you they're doing you a favor? Try to make it like they're doing something for you. This isn't about them, okay? That you should be abused and be happy. It'd be like going into an abortion clinic and saying, you should be happy I'm doing this because now you don't have to deal with the downs and the misery, and I don't have to deal with the responsibility, okay, of you being unwanted. It's sad. The entire topic is sad. It really is. For something that was supposed to be, legal, safe, and rare from the 90s, okay, is now just another form of another form of birth control. Abortion isn't birth control. It's a medical procedure. And you ask women who have it, a majority are going to tell them it screwed them up. And a majority will tell you if they had to do it all over again, they wouldn't do it. We've all been told we've been abused for our own good. Our entire lives. How is this any different? How is a statement like that any different? Oh, it's better off because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to have a child, so you'd be abused. Well, there is something called adoption. There are plenty of families willing to adopt, looking to adopt children, especially babies. The hard part of adoption comes when the child is older and given up or taken away and the parents are unfit, and then you got like a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old that nobody wants to adopt. Those are the real sad cases. There is no issue adopting infants of any race, of any color. Okay? People are begging, dying to adopt infants. Well, I couldn't just give my child away, so you'd kill it, but you'd resent it. See, and this is the thing. They'll tell you they'll regret the pregnancy if they keep it, but then they can't live with giving the child away, so let's just let's just abort it. Doesn't make sense when you step back and take a look at it and think about it rationally. It doesn't make sense. And it is. It's because you don't want the responsibility. So I'm going to tell you, it's better off you don't even have a chance at life. Everyone on this channel, or most everyone on this channel, has been abused, has feel like a burden, has feel like they've been a child of regret. How many of you wish you were aborted? How many of you wish you never even had a chance at life? We wish we had a chance at a better life, and that's what we're working towards, to find those ups, to get out of those downs, because that's what life is supposed to be all about. And if you're not ready to be a parent, if you don't want to take on the huge responsibility, you could just you could just have the child, give it up for adoption. If it was going to be born with regret anyway, why not have the child? Other than you don't want to have the responsibility of carrying the child to term. And again, that just means you're selfish, you're irresponsible, and you're using this medical procedure that was supposed to be rare as birth control. When there's plenty of birth controls readily available. The pill is not hard to get on. Condoms are sold at every corner store. There's a million and one. There's a million and one birth control methods. Not that many, but you understand what I'm saying. I mean, remember, you had to have sex unprotected, and then have the guy finish off without even, like, not even pull out. You take no responsibility for how you got pregnant in the first place, and then you're let's just flush it out, because I'm just going to regret this anyway, and I'm really doing you a favor. How many times are you abused and your abuser tells you they're doing you a favor? It's no different. It really isn't. So, hopefully this wraps up this issue for a little while, okay? Because there's been a couple videos in a row on it, and I could put that to bed. Well, I got to I got really nothing going on now for the rest of the day. I got to finish up one more private video, and that's it. But I'm wide open. I got nothing in the queue for public videos. No Skypes or phone calls scheduled for today. So if you want to get something in, please do. Channel, we need to keep this going. Again, understand everybody's in a spot right now with the condition of the economy and what's going on. But if you're in a position to support the channel, please do. If you're in a position to send a sponsorship for somebody else, please do. If you want a sponsorship, just ask for it at the top of the email. Just make sure it's for something relevant and you need actual help, not for a sponsorship that something happened with an ex-boyfriend 10 years ago. Because those aren't really fair. And no having me read your fan fiction. Please. No more fan fiction. Please. Less use of adjectives and adverbs. We don't need the spicy language. Our stories are horrible enough. We don't need to over-dramatize them either. So, and most of you know what I'm talking about there. So, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thank you to everybody watching. You guys know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, or PayPal links, and my email address in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care, everybody.